While world leaders are planning to meet at the J7 summit from June 15th, we're going to look ahead and see how this summit will end for each of their countries. We will build horoscopes and draw conclusions about which country is about to become the absolute winner of this summit and who will face an escalation of conflicts. Today we're looking at the astrological factors behind the J7 summit. My name is Anastasia, I'm an astrologer, and we're getting started. By the way, if you'd like a personal astrological reading, there is a link to my website in the description below. You can choose a reading and submit a request. So let's start with the United States. On June 14th, there will be a new moon and it directly touches several key planets in Trump's horoscope. Rahu is in his 10th house, the house of career and public life. This means that during the summit and for months after it, Trump will be at the center of everything. His behavior and decisions may be very erratic and at times misguided because Rahu easily creates illusion. But Rahu also expands, and that's exactly why Trump's influence on geopolitics and his public prominence will grow. On June 15th, Jupiter exactly aspects his Venus. His Venus in the 12th house, which promises hidden income behind the scenes deals and gains from foreign partners' countries. So the financial agreements made at this summit will be successful for the US. Now let's look at how Trump's horoscope correlates with the US horoscope. On June 16th, Jupiter makes an exact aspect to the US Mercury in the 8th house, which supports the US economy, and Wall Street may respond positively to this, especially around June 16th, with a slight time lag. So we already seen twice over that the US will win financially during the summit period. Next, one of the key themes of the summit is dependence on Chinese rare earth metals. And Jupiter's positive influence suggests that the US will likely take a real step toward reducing that dependence. Either way, this promises wins in the natural resources sector for the US. So, natural resources are the second area of American victory. There is one more nuance. On June 15th, a configuration activates that could mean either very aggressive statements from the American government, potentially sparking a conflict, or external pressure being applied to the same government. This echoes the erratic energy we see in Trump's horoscope. But even with that, financially and diplomatically, the US walks out of this summit stronger than it walked in. China is not at the J7 summit, but China is a major topic, and here astrology says the exact opposite of what it says for the US. Transiting Mars in China's horoscope points to financial losses. In Xi's horoscope, an astrological configuration forms on May 17th that continues to be active during the summit and also points to financial difficulties. Where the US wins, China loses. It's worth noting that the new moon on June 14th indicates that from early June through mid-July, Xi will get what he wants on issues that are fundamental to him: borders, sovereignty, and relations with neighboring countries. This is not a financial victory, it's a territorial and political one. We can say China will lose across the board. It will lose on financial matters, but win strategically when it comes to borders and neighbors. But China isn't alone in its financial struggles. The two largest economies in Europe, Germany and the United Kingdom, may leave the summit with a deep sense of financial disappointment. I looked at their horoscopes separately and the conclusions are similar. For the summit period, the UK's horoscope has a heavy aspect that creates a pessimistic national mood. This is clearly visible in the transits. Something may affect the safety and peace of mind of UK residents. At the same time, Jupiter strengthens the government's standing. This means that British representatives at the summit will appear confident, will find allies, and will say something that gets quoted. Essentially, the UK is likely to score its biggest victories through alliances, high-profile speeches, and strategic agreements, especially those that are not directly tied to financial gain and may even require spending. But concrete material gains in the form of money, I don't see that. There may be a long-term result, but not an immediate one. Germany's configurations are similar. Economically, the summit may leave them weakened. Economic disappointment is rough, but it's just numbers. The next country on our list is facing problems far more serious: ones that aren't about wallets, but about the safety of people on the streets. In France's horoscope, a very complex configuration will form, though not a fatal one, as it occurs roughly every 2 years. Right at the time of the summit, June 16th, 17th, a yacht forms in France's horoscope. This is one of the most intense configurations in astrology, and this time it involves France's natal moon. The moon is the planet of the population, the people, everyday safety. And these areas will suffer. I look at what happened the last times a similar yacht activated in France's horoscope. On the night of July 17th-18th, 2024, after election results were announced, a rally at Place de la République escalated into clashes with police. In August 2022, there were a massive wildfires in the Gironde region with around 100 people evacuated. Both times, the safety of ordinary people was affected. I can't say precisely whether this will be connected to protests around the J7 or something else entirely. But the fact that Switzerland deployed 400 troops for security is right call. Overall, given the absence of positive influences and the presence of a yacht, we can conclude that France will not be a strong party at the negotiation table, more of strained one, though not the most strained. France isn't the only one facing this tense aspect. An almost mirror image situation is unfolding for Italy. Italy's horoscope also forms a yacht, also involving the natal moon, the same indicators of disruption to citizen safety as in France. Let's look at what happened the last time this kind of celestial configuration appeared. In early July 2024, a very symbolic event took place in Italy. Two volcanoes, Etna and Stromboli, became active almost simultaneously. Ash forced the closure of Catania airport. A red alert was declared for Stromboli, and pyroclastic flows descended all the way to the sea. And in August 2022, another powerful image. Due to drought, the Po River dried up so dramatically that a 450-kilogram World War II bomb surfaced from the riverbed. To defuse it, around 3,000 people were evacuated, airspace was closed, and even rail lines were shut down. The symbolism is striking, the water resents, and an old war emerges. Each time something disrupted the normal lives of Italians. Around June 14th-15th, I see a similar pattern. Italy, like France, will not be a strong party at the negotiation table for the same reasons. While European leaders struggle with internal tensions, the country fighting for its survival remains at the center of the J7 agenda. For Ukraine, the stars have prepared the harshest trial of all. Ukraine in this summit is the most vulnerable party, and that's on top of an active war. First, financial aid. The configurations indicate intentions to help with defense spending, but simultaneously suggest that the money seems to not fully arrive. This is ambiguous, and I can't say exactly what's happening in the process. Second, June 16th and the days around it are an extremely difficult time for Ukraine. A transit to the natal Pluto points to explosions and destruction. At the same time, there may be a wave of political scandals and exposes, along with threats directed on politicians and public figures. Third, and this is the most serious point, the combined configurations affecting Ukraine are significantly stronger than those for any other country. That's understandable, there is a war there, but the outcome of the J7 summit for Ukraine, based on everything I see, points even to an intensification of military activity, not a de-escalation. Ukraine's tragedy and uncertainty cast a heavy shadow over the meeting, but there is one more G7 country that's about to receive a sudden blow that no one sees coming. Now we are talking about Japan. The new moon on June 14th clearly strikes Uranus in Japan's horoscope. Uranus means surprises and sudden events. From the first week of June through mid-July, Japan may face something unexpected. An unforeseen conflict, an explosion, or a serious earthquake. Transiting Uranus affects the planet governing the country's economy and prosperity. This means unplanned expenses or financial shocks during this period. Specifically regarding the J7, for Japan this means negative financial surprises and the risks that some deal or agreement turns out to be vague or collapses unexpectedly. So summarize, the US is the only country that walks away from this summit as a real winner, financially, diplomatically, and in the negotiation process. But it may inflame or enter into a conflict. Ukraine is the most harmed party as a result of the J7, and that's again the backdrop of an ongoing war. France and Italy are entering the week with serious configuration affecting the safety of their citizens. The UK and Germany walked away economically disappointed. China will see wins and consolidation around borders and neighbors, but losses financially. Japan gets something unexpected and unpleasant. As long as war is ongoing in even one country, no country can truly feel at peace. If war is profitable for even one country in the world, who's to say war won't on one day become profitable in your country? Who is next? Your wallet is never worth a human life. Support those whose countries are being attacked, because there is only one truth: the aggressor is guilty.